communist revolution. Children come to their cheder, a Jewish school, and they see a communist teacher instead of their usual rabbi with a long beard. Obviously, first thing that this communist teacher wants to do is to explain to the children that there's no God. Students, tell me, does this table exist? Asks the teacher. Of course, say the kids. You see it, and therefore you know that it exists. If you would have not seen it, you would have said that this table does not exist, right? Yes. Now, children, tell me, does this chair exist? Of course. You are saying it because you see this chair. If you would have not seen this chair, you would have said that this chair does not exist, correct? Correct, say the children. And now I have a question to you, concludes the propagandist. Did any one of you ever see God? No, and therefore we know that God does not exist. Children were stunned with such an indisputable proof. Only one child from the back of the class screamed out, "Hey kids, did any one of you see our new teacher's brains?" Some people only believe what they can see or touch. Therefore, they'll probably tell you that soul does not exist. But most of us realize that there is something deeper than matter. It is hard to imagine that we are just a lump of meat with wires. People understand that there is something that makes us alive, drives us to certain thoughts and decisions, makes us into who we are. This is a soul. A soul has no material parameters and therefore cannot be measured with any instruments. Science cannot study it because science can only research material substances or material occurrences. But our soul is what is animating this material substance. But now we are stuck with a question. If the only function of a soul is to give life to our body, if the soul is serving our body, where does a possibility of altruism come from? Why are we capable of doing something for a stranger if it is to our own detriment? How can we dedicate ourselves to some idea, devote ourselves to something higher than ourselves, if the sole function of a soul is to give life to our body and it serves our body? How can it do something contrary to the interest of its owner, the body? Kabbalah and Hasidism reveal that really there are two souls. One that gives us life, and it takes care of our body, and it's called an animalistic soul because it does for our body what a soul of an animal would do for its body. It's a function that provides vitality. But an animal cannot make moral decisions. You never saw a cow saying, "I'm hungry now, but I'm not eating this grass which is in front of me because I don't know who it belongs to. So I have to first find out who its owner is, and then I'll eat it because it is wrong to take something that belongs to others." But we people have an opportunity to make these decisions because we have a second soul. The second soul is called a divine soul, and it is a part of God, literally. And therefore, all it wants is to do what God wants. This soul is always altruistic. It pushes us to do what is right, even if it's not beneficial to our bodies. These two souls are constantly pulling us in different directions. And this gives us an opportunity to make decisions and to have freedom of choice. And because of this, we constantly have doubts, questions, and even mental anguishes. Interesting. Many religions promise people who follow them tranquility and inner peace. Judaism, on the other hand, says the opposite. Torah says that you have two souls, and because of that, you are constantly being pulled in different directions. Doubts, questions, and feeling of being torn are the norm. This is how you were created in order to be able to make choices. Your only task is to make the right decisions between these two souls.